Good morning. I am sitting outside on my back porch and I just wanted to talk about how things are going. They're overall going well, which is nice. And it's not like they have been going bad. It's just inside of me, they have been a huge roller coaster, but really in reality, there have been no objective changes in my life since I started this challenge. So that's an interesting thing to consider, and I think it's important to understand that. And so it is Monday morning. It is my 14th day now. I'm doing a 30-day challenge to listen to the positive voice. So I want to reflect on how I have been doing day in and day out. When I first started this challenge, it was really easy to listen to the positive voice. At every few minutes, I would think, am I listening to the positive voice? And I would immediately perk up and feel better. And then as the challenge went on, it became much easier to just go back to my normal way of thinking about things and doing things, which is just to be a little on the negative side. Probably I would say 55-60% negative and 40% positive. And it's just taking things very seriously and getting bogged down and getting frustrated and upset when things didn't go my way and things like that. They're not huge things, but they're enough to make my overall experience of life a little more stressful and anxious and frustrating than normal. So now it's 14 days in. I don't feel like my habits have fundamentally changed yet. But what I can say is that I believe that I am on the path to changing them, and that I'm very grateful that I'm making these videos every day, because having to make 2 videos a day talking about listening to the positive voice is a great reminder to listen to the positive voice. So if anybody is trying to do this, I would highly recommend that you find some kind of an accountability thing that helps you to remember this. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. And I think for me, it's very valuable to talk about what it is that I'm learning, not just to have 2 reminders during the day or even 10 reminders during the day to listen to the positive voice, but to actually talk about how my understanding of that is evolving as I try to do it. So how has my understanding of listening to the positive voice changed in the past, let's call it 13 days, because this is the 14th day? Honestly, I have just become more convinced of the usefulness of listening to the positive voice in the past 13 days. My understanding of the difficulty of doing it is that, my understanding is that yes, it is very difficult to do. It's a huge challenge to control yourself and to focus on the positive. I love what the book, it's Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale has this recording that's called The Strangest Secret. And he just says that the strangest secret is that you can create what you think about. You will create what you think about. And so then he says that your task is to stop thinking about the things that you don't want and start thinking about the things that you do want. Basically, spend all your time thinking about the things that you do want and none of it effectively thinking about what you don't want. And that is a very similar thing to what I'm trying to do right now, and it is hard. It is hard to control your attention and thoughts and focus and all of that. But like any hard thing, it is also hard to run a 4-minute and 37-second mile, but I've done that in my life. It is hard to start exercising, but I've done that. It's hard to start eating healthy, but I've done that. It's hard to get an MBA or to have 3 kids or to move many times or to live overseas. Like, just because something's hard doesn't mean that you can't do it or that you shouldn't do it. And in fact, oftentimes something being hard is, I wouldn't say the fact that it's hard is an indicator that it's worthwhile, but I will say that a lot of worthwhile things are difficult. So I am extremely although I believe my video 2 videos ago, maybe 3 videos ago, I said I'm ready to give up, I am extremely motivated to continue doing this challenge. By the way, if my eyes are squinty, it's because it's very sunny behind this camera. But I'm extremely motivated to continue doing this challenge because I cannot imagine any negative that will come of it, and only positives, really. I mean, it's been and continues to be a great thing to try to listen to the positive voice, and it's hugely important. So that is about what I have to say about that, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day. And please remember, I said this a few videos ago, but if you are trying to make a change or learn something, make sure that you are doing, not just reading or hearing or thinking or imagining. Just take a step. My videos probably suck from a relative standpoint compared to any other YouTubers, but you know what? I'm doing something, and that to me is the most important part of life. You've got to make movement, and so just start moving and figure it out as you go along. So that is it. All right, see ya.